When you're driving an old truck like this, you have to keep a few things on hand. So we have 50 caliber ammo box with a toolkit in it. There's a small axe down there. There's a grease gun because this truck has like 1 million grease fittings on it. There's a jack, 16-inch crescent wrench. There's a tow strap for pulling people out of the ditch. Spare brake fluid. Methyl hydrate because old vehicles won't tolerate any water in the gas. And we have our trusty Mark II helmet in case someone wants to have their picture taken. And we have a old school Ansel bottle fire extinguisher for, hope we never need that. It's a flashlight, the Enfield number 5. And here we have tow chain, hooks, wheel wrench, jerry can, of course. And in our glove box we have a spare fuel filter. We have a fuel filter in line between the pump, or before the fuel pump, so the dirt doesn't get into the fuel pump. We have a spare coil, a couple of screwdrivers, empty fuel filter box, we'll throw that out. There's a ratchet there that's specifically for taking out the filler plugs and checking the oil level and the transfer case and whatnot. And we have a feeler gauge for setting up the points. A spare main vent tube for the carb. Sometimes that might give you trouble. I have a brand new coil in here for emergencies. So if you ever leave the ignition switch turned on by accident, you'll fry the coil. We have a Soviet Nagant revolver screwdriver here. And inside this little container, we have a couple of condensers, a rotor, a little wrench for taking the points off. And there's a set of brand new old stock points in the box. And this is to replace the filter on the distributor. If you know anything about these trucks, you'll know what I'm talking about. Sometimes they have radio suppression filter going into the distributor, and sometimes that goes bad, and if it ever does, that will allow me to bypass it. And put all this in here, and there's the Lee Enfield. You don't want to go anywhere without your number 5. And I put a basic pouch up. The truck came with some kind of a coat hanger or something on here. I figured, well, I'll hang this up here. That's original too. It has OD paint on it, so it's not something that some civilian added to it. So that's some of the things that you need to keep an old vehicle like this on the road, because if it ever does break down on you, you're going to be the one repairing it. Here's the number. I've got a stick stuck up under there from off-roading. These are the original markings that were on the truck. When I peeled the paint off, I repainted them. So the diamond means it's belonged to a HQ squadron, I believe, of the Royal Canadian Dragoons recce unit, I believe. Not 100% certain on that. So that's just some of the things you need if you're going to be driving an old truck. This truck I've driven to work every day now for almost a year with no major problems, so keeping my fingers crossed.